Ready to start.
Thank you, Director. Welcome, everybody, to the Rainbow District School Board regular board meeting for August 30th, 2022. Time sure flies. I'd like to remind everyone that we are being live streamed. Also, that the Rainbow District School Board would like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional and ancestral territory of the Anishinaabeg, including Atikameksheng, Anishinaabeg, and Wahnapitae nations. We would like to acknowledge that we are situated within the Robinson-Huron Treaty of 1850 and want to recognize the inherent rights of the Anishinaabeg that maintain these lands from time immemorial. First on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. That motion that the agenda for the regular board meeting of August 30th, 2022 be approved. I need a mover, please. Judy Honda. And a seconder. And I thought I saw Margaret. No, Linda Dabosky. Poll vote, Director.
Chair Clement.
In favor.
Trustee Dabosky. I see she's in favor. I don't have sound, just so you know, Trustee Dabosky, but I see you're in favor. Thank you. Trustee Dewar.
In favor.
Trustee Gibson.
In favor.
Trustee Honda.
In favor.
Trustee Cosmely.
In favor.
Trustee Morrison. Trustee St. Jean. Trustee Stringer.
In favor.
Student Trustee Kunze.
In favor.
Student Trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Chair Clement, would you like me to proceed with roll call? I'm sorry, Chair Clement, I don't know if you heard me. I hope the sound is okay. I just asked if you'd like me to proceed with roll call.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Dabosky.
Present.
Trustee St. Jean. Trustee Gibson.
Present.
Trustee Cosmely.
Present.
Trustee Morrison. Trustee Dewar.
Present.
Trustee Honda.
Present.
Thank you. Trustee Stringer.
Present.
Trustee Clement.
Present.
Student Trustee Kunze.
Present.
And Student Trustee Trudeau.
Present.
Thank you, Director. We have two trustees tonight to be brought into the board. Director, if you could take over, please.
Thank you, Chair Clement. I will go to the podium for this part of the agenda. Thank you, Chair Clement. At some point in my remarks, I'll share some formal introductions of our new student trustees. At this time, I'll direct my comments to Darcy and Jocelyn. So for your information, at this part of our agenda, I'll be reading two pieces to each of you. The first will be a declaration of office, and the second is the oath of allegiance. Once you've both completed the declaration and the oath, we'll take a moment for you to sign the documents to make everything official. Then we will take a few pictures to capture this special moment, and we'll turn the meeting back over to the trustees to vote on the motion. So Darcy, we'll begin with you. We'll start with the declaration to be a member of the Rainbow District School Board. So if you can please repeat after me. Are you ready? Okay. I, Darcy Trudeau,
I, Darcy Trudeau,
do accept the position
do accept the position
of Student School Board Trustee
of Student School Board Trustee
for Rainbow District School Board.
for Rainbow District School Board.
Recognize my role and responsibilities recognize my role and responsibilities
recognize my role and responsibilities
as a member of the board,
as a member of the board,
and swear to perform
and swear to perform
my duties and obligations
my duties and obligations
within the parameters
within the parameters
set out by the Ontario Education Act
set out by the Ontario Education Act
and the Trustee Code of Conduct
and the Trustee Code of Conduct
established by the Rainbow District School Board.
established by the Rainbow District School Board.
Thank you. Now we'll proceed, Darcy, to the oath of allegiance. I, Darcy Trudeau,
I, Darcy Trudeau,
do affirm
do affirm
that I will be faithful
that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the Creator
to the Creator
and to our children.
and to our children.
I will respect the laws
I will respect the laws
of Canada and Ontario,
of Canada and Ontario,
including the recognition
including the recognition
and affirmation
and affirmation
of the Aboriginal
of the Aboriginal
and treaty rights
and treaty rights
of Indigenous peoples
of Indigenous peoples
in the Constitution
in the Constitution
and to the
and to the
Anishinaabe laws,
Anishinaabe laws,
customs, and traditions
customs, and traditions
of the people I represent.
of the people I represent.
Congratulations, Darcy. Jocelyn. Again, we'll begin with the declaration to be a member of the Rainbow District School Board. Please repeat after me. I, Jocelyn Kunze,
I, Jocelyn Kunze,
do accept the position
do accept the position
of Student School Board Trustee
of Student School Board Trustee
for Rainbow District School Board,
for Rainbow District School Board,
recognize my role
recognize my role
and responsibilities
and responsibilities
as a member of the board,
as a member of the board,
and swear to perform
and swear to perform
my duties and obligations
my duties and obligations
within the parameters
within the parameters
set out by the Ontario Education Act
set out by the Ontario Education Act
and the Trustee Code of Conduct
and the Trustee Code of Conduct
established by Rainbow District School Board.
Rainbow District School Board.
And next we have the oath of affirmation of allegiance. I, Jocelyn Kunze,
I, Jocelyn Kunze,
do affirm that
do affirm that
I will be faithful
I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Congratulations, Jocelyn. So now what I have for both of you are the documents to sign. Nicole Charette will be taking a few pictures, so we'll get these signed and then we'll proceed with some pictures and then return to our agenda. Chair Clement, thank you for that. I do turn the floor back over to you for the motion.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Jocelyn and Darcy. Looking forward to you guys sitting at our table. A motion that the agenda, that Jocelyn Kusi, Manitoulin Secondary School, and Darcy Trudeau, Espanola High School, be appointed student trustees for the school year 2022-2023. A mover, please. Judy Honda. Seconder, Judy Cosmerly. Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
Trustee Duboski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor.
Trustee Stringer, Trustee Stringer gives a thumbs up. She's having technical difficulties, but she's highly in favor by her facial expressions. Student Trustee,
In favor. Thank you.
Student Trustee Kunze,
In favor.
and Student Trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Chair Clement, it's unanimous.
Thank you, Director. Now we get to the nitty gritty. We go to B, preliminary declaration of pecuniary interests. I see none. C, presentations. We have nil. D, report from in-camera meetings of the whole, meeting of the board. Director,
We have none.
thank you. E, old business. Number 1, previous minutes. That the minutes of the board meeting held on Wednesday, June 29th, 2022 be approved. A mover, please. Judy Cosmerly, second. And Anita Gibson. Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
Trustee Duboski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor.
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
Trustee Kunze,
In favor.
and Trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. We go to old business number 2, tender request for proposal. There are nil. Number 3, continuation of live streaming strategic planning committee meeting. Okay, we have a motion that the strategic planning committee meeting held in the Ernie Checkeris boardroom be live streamed. I need a mover, please. Someone, Judy Honda. I need a seconder, please. Judy Cosmerly. Any discussion? Judy Cosmerly.
Just a question. There's no end date given on this motion. I know for board meetings, the legislation provides an end date for live streaming. I'm just wondering if anyone can speak to why there's no end date.
Director, could you help us out?
Superintendent Basnet will address that question.
Thank you, Superintendent Bazinet.
Thank you. Through you, Chair Clement. Last year, a year ago, in August of 2021, we had a similar motion, and we had stated at that time that it be reviewed in 1 year. So essentially, this is the yearly review, and we're proposing that rather than have this come back every year, that we leave it open-ended and allow trustees to decide at any time whether they wish to discontinue the live streaming of these strategic planning committee meetings.
Thank you, Superintendent Bazinet. Judy Cosmany.
Sorry, thank you. I just wanted to thank Superintendent Bazinet for that. And actually, I was wrong with the part about the legislation. I was thinking of something else, but I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Margaret Stringer.
Through you to Superintendent Bazinet. Just wondering if you have any data that was accumulated over the past year of usage or cost or any information to give us.
Thank you. Through you, Chair Clement. We don't monitor the statistics. I typically monitor the live stream for both strategic planning and the board meetings as the meetings do occur. And essentially our participation level is quite low, typically under 20 participants at any of our meetings. On occasion, there may be higher participation at board meetings, depending, of course, on the agenda topics of the individual meetings.
Thank you. Any other questions? Judy Cosmany.
Sorry, just one last question through you to Superintendent Bazinet. Are there any additional costs to the board for continuing the live streaming for strategic planning?
Thank you. Through you, Chair Clement, there are no additional costs to the board for the live streaming of the meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? I see none. Director, could we have a poll vote, please?
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
Trustee Dubosky,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmely,
In favor?
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
Trustee Quincy,
In favor.
and Trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. Number 4, reports and recommendations from board committees. I see none. Number 5, September school reopening updates. Director.
Thank you, Chair Clement. Trustees, I welcome the opportunity to provide an update on the 2022-23 school year. As you know, the Ministry of Education has mandated school boards to offer remote learning for a third consecutive year. I'll have you know that fewer than 2% of our families have chosen this option. The vast majority of students in Rainbow schools in Sudbury, Espanola, and Manitoulin will be learning in person this year. And as always, we will focus on creating warm, welcoming, and safe environments for teaching and learning, where all students feel a strong sense of belonging at school. Quite honestly, we can't wait to see our students, whether connecting face-to-face or remotely. And just so you know, well-being and mental health will continue to be a priority. When students are part of an inclusive community, where they feel they are respected for who they are, where they see themselves reflected in the curriculum, where they are surrounded by supportive peers and caring adults, and where they have opportunities to experience the full spectrum of school life through teams, sports, clubs, and special events, they are ready to achieve their full potential. The school year will get off to an early start for staff. Professional learning will take place this week on Thursday, September 1st and Friday, September 2nd. Professional learning will focus on reconnecting with colleagues while exploring a number of topics, including culturally responsive and relevant pedagogy, sexual abuse prevention program from the Ontario College of Teachers, health and safety, of course, and supporting students with prevalent medical conditions, and the government's work on anti-sex trafficking. STEAM-related curriculum and connections to skilled trades and apprenticeships. And as a reminder, STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics. In addition, Ontario's new science and technology curriculum, social and emotional learning skills in math, a refresher on behavior management systems, re-engaging students, and more. Administrative staff, including principals, vice principals, managers, assistant managers, and system principals, and our superintendents, all came together on August 24th and 25th in meetings to prepare for professional learning and to review operational procedures in health and safety, finance, human resources, information services, and facilities. And I'd like to commend all staff who made presentations. They are truly excellent work that was done on these days. Our exceptional program team compiled dynamic resources to engage staff when they all came together. The presentations included many concrete examples through videos, hands-on activities, and a variety of discussion and dialogue. Our administrators again engaged in topics such as health and safety, information services, human resources, finance, all things HR, and had an opportunity to learn more about facilities, which spans the gamut from cleaning to construction and to community use. All of our business departments I mentioned are here to support teaching and learning, and they are essential to the smooth operation of Rainbow Schools. Our teams are excited and ready to go. Of course, everything that we do is aligned with our strategic directions. As you know, you were leaders in renewing our vision, mission, values, and priorities through extensive consultations and conversations that occurred last year. Strategic directions represents the summary of many voices, and we're grateful for everyone who participated in this process, including our First Nation communities, parents, guardians, federations, unions, education partners, students, staff, and elected officials. With the start of the school year, we enter our first year of the 5-year plan. However, this is not a new beginning. It's a continuation of our work together. Executive Council had the opportunity to meet with staff who joined Rainbow District School Board over the past year at the new employee orientation session held on Tuesday, August 23rd. With over 150 employees gathered at the Sheridan Auditorium at Sudbury Secondary, we showed them a video to inspire them and to think about the why of the work they do. We had a broad cross-section of employees in attendance, from teachers to clerical staff, computer technicians, cleaners, custodians, maintenance staff, educational assistants, non-union staff, and social workers. And we want staff to value their respective roles, understand their purpose within the bigger picture, and appreciate that they make an important contribution to the lives of students, whether they work in the classroom or in a supportive role. They are all difference makers. So let's take a moment to look at the video. Trustees, you'll be very interested to know that this video that you're seeing, as you see our vision and mission values appear on the screen, but this video was produced by Mackenzie Cairns, a senior student of ours at Confederation Secondary School. And she worked with us in a ministry-funded position as a communications assistant this summer. And she earned 2 co-op credits in the process. So we'd like to thank Mackenzie, who provided this perspective of our values and our directions, our priorities and visions through images and music. And also, of course, the leadership, as always, of Nicole Charette, who guided her work over the summer to produce this beautiful resource for us to share. We like it so much we're going to play it for you again, but we'll save that for another time. We will continue to be guided by our vision, mission, values, and priorities, and in the coming weeks, all staff will receive a copy of Strategic Directions, which will provide ongoing focus to our individual and our collective work with students. When we commit to succeed, we give students every opportunity to achieve their full potential. We are very deliberate in using circles as part of the overall design of this document to reflect lifelong learning, connectedness, collaboration, and the circle of life, with the students at the core of everything we do. The 7 grandfather teachings form the foundation of our values, braided together with resilience, equity, and community. The images were selected to represent equity, diversity, and inclusion in academic engagement and extracurricular opportunities at various grade levels. On the back cover, we have listed our priorities set against a photo of a student in a trades-related course. The circles are the same size to show that no one priority carries more weight than the other. Given that they are all equally important, they flow along a continuum, coming together with the colors of the rainbow. Of course, our goal is graduation, as together we prepare students to become lifelong learners, achieving their full potential as confident, caring members of society. Trustees, the first day of classes for students, as you know, is Tuesday, September 6th. And according to the official predicted enrollment for the start of this school year, Rainbow District School Board will welcome 13,580 students in Rainbow schools when classes resume. There will be no early dismissal on the first day of school. In the elementary panel, enrollment will total 8,886 students, including 6,281 in the English program and 2,605 in French immersion. In the secondary panel, enrollment is expected to reach 4,694 students, including 3,939 in the English program and 755 in French immersion. Enrollment is calculated as full-time equivalents. This fall, 1,404 children are expected to be enrolled in kindergarten in Rainbow schools, a full-day program for 4- and 5-year-olds. A total of 1,054 students have registered for grade 9 classes in area Rainbow schools. As you know, official enrollment data is available at the end of October, and we'll have more reports on that in upcoming meetings. Included among our student population for this school year are students enrolled in our schools under the Canada-Ukraine authorization for emergency travel programs. As of today, we are welcoming 15 students from Ukraine in Rainbow schools. And for the first time ever, we offered a summer program for newcomers to support our new students as they get ready to start school. This was made possible thanks to a partnership between Rainbow District School Board and YMCA Immigration Services. Hosted at McLeod Public School, the program was offered 3 days a week from July 18th to August 19th. Given that our newcomers, some knew little to no English, literacy was a primary focus as the students are learning to read, write, and speak the language under the guidance of a qualified teacher. But it wasn't all work and no play. Students did enjoy fun activities such as arts, craft, soccer, badminton, and games. They also had an opportunity to meet local community members who provide essential services like firefighters. It's important to know that newcomers feel welcome and supported as they settle into our community. Helping them make the transition to local school systems is also critical to ensure continuity in their education. While all of the participants this year are from Ukraine, we expect that as the city welcomes more newcomers, there will be an ongoing need for the program, so we certainly hope to have an opportunity to partner with YMCA to offer a similar program in the future. The program benefits newcomers by giving them an opportunity to learn more English and connect with the community before the start of the school year. Students who participate in the program said they feel better prepared for school and school life. They're eager to make new friends, get involved in extracurricular activities, and even learn more about the community they currently call home. This is one of the many summer programs that were offered in our schools over the past 2 months, and we will highlight summer programs at a meeting that will come in the future. I'd like to thank everybody involved in our summer programming. I know that our academic superintendents were heavily involved, so huge thanks to Superintendent Noble, Superintendent Fisher for their work, and Superintendent Wachnock for their leadership in a variety of summer programming opportunities for our students. For one new program, we move on to another new program. Today I had the absolute privilege of attending a signing ceremony for Project Search at Health Sciences North with Principal Colleen McDonald. Project Search, Health Sciences North, is a transition to work program for some of our students in the special education programs. It's being launched locally this fall thanks to a partnership between Rainbow District School Board, Health Sciences North, the City of Greater Sudbury, and the March of Dimes. The program originated in Cincinnati and has been brought to Rainbow through the leadership and dedication of Principal Colleen McDonald, Special Education Coordinators Stephen Marco, Jillian Katsiati, and Leslie Hamill, all under the leadership of Superintendent Wachnock. The first of its kind in Greater Sudbury, Project Search combines classroom instruction and hands-on training to help students in their final year of secondary school to develop skills for employment. 10 students from Rainbow will engage in 3 8 to 10 week internships in various departments at Health Sciences North. Placements are determined based on student interest and skills. And what a great opportunity for our students. It's another example of how great things happen when partners work together towards a common goal. So thank you once again to Principal McDonald and Superintendent Wachnock and everyone involved in this wonderful initiative. From the perspective of COVID-19, trustees, the protocols that were in place at the end of June will be in place at the beginning of September. School boards received information on health and safety measures in schools from the Ministry of Education on August 6th. The ministry confirmed that on the advice of the Office of the Chief Medical Officer of Health for the 2022-23 school year, most health and safety requirements remain unchanged from the previous direction provided to school board partners at the end of last school year. This means at the start of the year there will be no mandatory masking, no mandatory cohorting, distancing, or confirmation of screening. However, before leaving home, we do encourage students to screen for COVID-19 daily using the COVID-19 school and childcare screening tool. As always, there will be a link on rainbowschools.ca, and the online screening tool is the best one to use because it always reflects the most current guidance. When completing the screener, students and families must scroll down and follow the directions outlined below the results banner. And I say that because sometimes people just see the results, but the information below that results screen is very, very important to read because it provides some context and some nuances that are really important to consider in the decision making and what the screener is actually directing people to do. Our key message remains the same. If you're sick, stay home. If you're well, come to school. When in doubt, wait it out. While masking will no longer be mandatory in the community or on school buses and in elementary and secondary schools, staff, students, and families may wear a mask should they choose to do so. Individuals should assess their situation and what's best for their own circumstance. Personal choice to wear a mask or not wear a mask will be respected and supported. Some people will wear masks in certain situations, and in others they may feel more comfortable not wearing a mask. Regardless of their choice, we continue to respect people's decisions and support them. Schools will continue to have ministry-issued masks available for students, and staff will also have access to personal protective equipment. Hand hygiene, respiratory etiquette, ventilation, and enhanced cleaning and disinfecting remain in place. As you can see, significant improvements have been made to ventilation and filtration throughout the implementation of various measures across all schools. This includes improvements to existing ventilation systems, deployment of standalone HEPA filters, and upgrades to school ventilation infrastructure, all occupied learning spaces. every one. All occupied learning spaces will have a portable HEPA unit in addition to any existing mechanical ventilation. HEPA filters were installed in all kindergarten classrooms last school year. The status of ventilation in Rainbow schools is posted on the board website through the Standardized Ventilation Measures Report. So now we have over 1,300 HEPA filters in our schools and program locations. We also have one full-time maintenance person who is dedicated to changing ventilation filters in all of our school systems and buildings. This person's full-time job is to do that, to make sure all our filters are up to date and running well. This is a significant investment to continue to have quality air in all of our facilities. Rapid antigen tests will be provided in accordance with provincial testing guidance, and these kits are available at all schools. Anyone who needs one can just go to the school front office and ask for a kit. We know that many have kits still left from last year, so if people have run out and need more, we'll be happy to provide them in the school. We'll also continue to monitor absence rates in our school and collaborate closely with our local public health unit to support student well-being and health and safety. And should the rates increase above what a school would typically experience and absences are not linked to other factors like holidays, the Ministry of Education recommends that local health units be notified, and we'll be sure to do that. We have a process in place to share information on absences above the threshold with public health. In fact, public health gets regular reports on our attendance. As always, public health may provide additional guidance and support, including suggested resources for communication to students, staff, and families. We are no longer required to report data on absences on a ministry portal like we've done over the last 2 years. In fact, the Office of the Fire Marshal has advised school boards to return to pre-pandemic total evacuation fire drill procedures in schools for this school year. Schools have 6 fire drills annually, 3 are prior to the winter break, and 3 following the break. The decision to return to pre-pandemic procedures respecting total evacuation fire drills in schools has been made in consultation with the Ministry of Education and the Office of the Chief Medical Officer of Health. Like the Ministry of Education, Rainbow District School Board remains committed to providing students with a normal return to school and to supporting an enriched school environment that enables academic success and lets students take advantage of the academic and extracurricular programs that enhance classroom learning and build social skills and life skills. The biggest piece, I think, for us always is that we need to continue to be kind and considerate as we respect personal choice. Kindness, patience, and gratitude will always keep us in good stead. As always, should the guidance from the Ministry of Education and/or our local public health change, we will be ready to respond, and we've certainly proven that over the last few years. The province of Ontario's plan to catch up, as they call it, features 5 key pillars. 1, kids being back in the classroom on time with a full school experience that includes extracurriculars like band, sports, and field trips. In addition, tutoring supports to fill gaps in learning, and you've had reports on us on tutoring last year in second semester. Preparing students for the jobs of tomorrow, including skilled trades, and you saw some evidence of that in our presentation today. They promise more money to build new schools and to improve education in their plan, and the ministry also has expanded supports for students' mental health. And you have had presentations on that regard too from Mary Jago, and now we have Sarah Yokin in that role who continues that good work. As I mentioned in the beginning of our presentation, the majority of our students will be learning in person, and they'll have the opportunities to participate in the full school experience, which benefits them in many ways. I also like to commend our staff who will be working with students online, who will be making every effort to make that learning experience highly valuable and fulfilling for them. As we know, when students are fully engaged in school life, supported by a strong circle of caring adults, and given opportunities to be active and interact with their peers, they gain a sense of belonging, which has a positive impact on mental health and well-being, and student success and achievement. To conclude this evening's update, and share some excitement from the start of the school year, I'd like you to meet some of our newest students. These photos were taken at kindergarten camp, which wraps up tomorrow. Children starting school this fall had an opportunity to become familiar with school staff and surroundings and meet some of their classmates. Kindergarten camp helps ease the transition from home to school for our youngest learners. They get to discover and explore, and they learn important social skills like collaboration. Of course, everyone should know our schools are open and there's still time to register. We've been sharing information on startup in our communications to the public, as you know. You can see some evidence of that on your screen. And this includes a radio message that is new this year, and we'll let you have a listen to that just right now.
Is your child starting school or changing schools? Do you want to obtain your high school diploma? Rainbow Schools inspire success for all students from kindergarten to grade 12 in English and French immersion. Together, we prepare students to become lifelong learners, achieving their full potential as confident, caring members of society.
Register today. Learn more at rainbowschools.ca.
Rainbow Schools, reaching minds, touching hearts. The first day of school is Tuesday, September 6th.
As you see, our vision and mission were reflected in that messaging. And trustees, there's so much more I'd like to share with you, but in the interest of time, I'll save more for future presentations. I'm very excited about the start of the school year and all the amazing work our staff has done, and I'd be pleased to answer any questions that you may have at this time.
Thank you, Director. Are there any questions for the Director? I see Judy Hunda.
Thank you, Chair Kamal. No question, really. I just a couple of comments. First off, thank you. Thank you for this presentation. I never handle this time of year very well because that to me means that summer is gone and I'm not looking forward to winter. As you all know, it's not my favorite season. But this presentation made me so excited. Right from the beginning, all the students, seeing the excitement, the programs, and I'm leaving tonight because of this presentation, all hyped up for another school year. So I want to thank you for that. The second thing is was very happy to hear about the program in partnership with the YMCA for our Ukrainian visitors, I guess I'll call them. I know a family that has taken in a family and was taking part, and I think that it really truly was beneficial. And I'm very pleased that we took this step. And I can't even tell you how excited I am about the project search. I hadn't heard about it, but oh my goodness, it really speaks to my heart. I will be probably bugging Kathy or Colleen because I really want to know as much as I can about the program. It is just so inspiring to me, and it's one of the things that makes me be so proud to be a part of this board, is that we truly, truly care about each and every one of our students and do all we can to make each of our students be as successful as possible. So thank you for this presentation, and I tell you, I'm ready to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Honda. Anybody else have a comment? I see none. Thank you, Director Bourget. That is, it was truly inspiring and it gets us going in the right direction. New business. F1 2022-2023 Guide for Students and Parents Guardians. Director.
Thank you, Chair Clement and trustees. Before we even begin, it goes without saying that we have to thank Nicole Schredt for the ongoing excellence in her area of producing such amazing documents for us to share and communicate the wonderful things that are happening in our schools. And I know she works very closely with Jen Bada, but I just want to share that right off the start because this is another amazing example of her skills and expertise and commitment to our schools. So once again, through her hard work and the collaboration and Executive Council, we've produced a guide for students, parents, and guardians of Rainbow Schools. The guide contains important information that will serve as a handy reference throughout the school year. Our cover celebrates a milestone. As you remember, Superintendent Noble shared that tremendous success that all Rainbow Schools achieved EcoSchool certification in 2022. As you scroll through the guide, you'll see that we plan to build on that momentum. As I present the guide, I invite you to follow along. You will notice that our strategic directions has been embedded throughout the document. In part, Chair Clement encourages parents and guardians to take an active interest in their child's education. And I can't emphasize enough how important parental involvement is to student success. We always thank our parents and guardians for their support. When the home, the school, and the community work together, we maximize learning opportunities for students and help them achieve their full potential. Below the chair's message, you will see our trustees, including the trustee representing our First Nations communities. And this year, we have 2 student trustees who you just had the opportunity to meet. We are very fortunate to work with such a supportive board of trustees who care so deeply about the students in all of our communities and that we serve to support and open doors for our students. On page 3, I have taken the opportunity to encourage students to get involved in their school through many activities and things that we are offering. We continue to prioritize safety, mental health, well-being, and belonging, which provide a strong foundation for education. When students are surrounded by a circle of kind and caring adults, they feel safe and supported. And when students feel safe and supported, then they're ready to learn. This page includes key contacts in administration, as well as our renewed vision, mission, values, and priorities. Strategic directions and annual reports are available on the board website. Pages 4 and 5 highlight information about kindergarten, including the dates for information nights in January 2023, childcare, before and after school programs, and a complete list of early on child and family centers in Rainbow Schools. Please note that the parents and guardians must contact service providers directly to confirm availability of these programs. Page 5 also includes information about community use of schools, which is resumed, much to the delight of our community. And this includes access to the Lancerdome at LaSalle Secondary School. Our secondary school programs are highlighted on page 6, including specialized programs such as Barry Down College, Swakopmund Alternative School, and the Adult Day School. The guide continues on page 7 with information about Google Workspace for Education, which gives students and teachers access to Gmail, Google Drive, and a wide variety of applications for teaching and learning. We included digital monitoring tips for parents. We always want parents to be involved in their child's education, and we remind parents and guardians to visit rainbowschools.ca for news throughout the school year. We continue with 21st century teaching and learning on page 8, including a focus on how students are being encouraged to be good digital citizenship. And it can't be more important now than it's ever been. It's really important that students are good digital citizens, and we have a role to play in encouraging that. On page 9, we highlight what students and parents and guardians need to know about safe schools, video surveillance, controlled access, use of the internet, and electronic devices, including definitions for lockdown, hold and secure, shelter in place, and an internal hold and secure, a term specific to Rainbow. We provide information about our community threat assessment protocol and the date of our Wear Pink Day, which will take place on Thursday, September 15th. Pages 10 to 13 focus on the student census. Superintendent Noble has done incredible work in this regard, and I know she's done that in collaboration with many groups and consultations, including you as our Board of Trustees. As you know, the Ministry of Education has mandated school boards in Ontario to collect and analyze voluntary demographic and perceptual data about our students. As a result, Rainbow District School Board is inviting parents and students and guardians to, in kindergarten to grade 8 and students in grade 9 to 12 to complete an identity-based census the week of October 3rd to 7th. In this section of the guide, we have also included fast facts about the census, as well as some frequently asked questions. And I'd like to thank members of our last year's Student Senate, two of them who are now our student trustees, that you met this evening, but we'd like to thank all of them for helping us share information about the census through visuals and a video. The census is the cornerstone of work being done in equity and inclusive education. On page 14, we also have dates for the Embrace Diversity Free to Be Me conference, information about culturally responsive and relevant pedagogy, and a sample of the equity posts we've been sharing on Facebook. From here, we move into Indigenous education as we continue to prioritize truth and reconciliation. Once again, we will mark the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation and Orange Shirt Day on September 30th. And we will wear orange shirts as we reflect on the impact of the residential school system. The next 2 pages of the guide focus on special education programs and services. There's also a schedule of special education advisory committee meetings. You've often heard us say what's essential for some is good for all. And we have a perfect example here with Read and Write for Google Chrome, which has been purchased for all students from grade 3 to grade 12. All students can benefit from assistive technology to support their reading and writing. On page 17, we are proud to feature a photo taken at the Challenge Meet last June. Page 18 highlights information on French immersion and core French. We continue to promote the FSL Toolbox, which remains a wonderful resource for our students, parents, and guardians. This leads us into the values that will be modeled, taught, and expected in Rainbow schools. Rainbow District School Board adopted these values presented in English, Ojibwe, and French during consultations for Strategic Directions 2022 to 2027. The 7 grandfather teachings, humility, bravery, honesty, wisdom, truth, respect, and love, are braided together with resilience, equity, and community. These values will provide the foundation for ongoing character development. The center of the guide is home to the Code of Conduct. We encourage students, parents, and guardians to read this information so they have a clear understanding of our policies, practice, and procedures related to discipline. Pages 24 to 26 provide an overview of how we're engaging students in new and innovative ways at the secondary level. We also feature information about volunteering. As of 2022-23, students must have at least 40 hours of community service to graduate. We have added information in this section about online learning graduation requirements and the opportunity to opt out, as well as de-streaming grade. More information provided in there as well on de-streaming grade 9, which begins its first full year. In the next page, you'll find an updated list of the specialist high skills majors that we offer. And this list of opportunities continues to grow. I can remember when it started, and the list now, compared to even 5 years ago, has grown tremendously thanks to the leadership of our staff. Page 27 provides information on students making the transition from grade 8 to grade 9, including an interactive information session taking place at Cambrian College on November 15th. The event is designed to help students make key decisions as they transition from elementary to secondary school. And we invite students in grade 7 and 8 to mark their calendars now and plan to join us in person. We also listed 2 resources on the page that parents can access online to help their children with math. Pages 28 to 33 focus on our commitment to take action on climate change. We are sharing information about our eco-challenges with parents and guardians and the broader community to invite them to join us on this journey. As you know, we all have a role to play in caring for our planet. As we move to page 34, we focus on revitalization of Rainbow schools, including the renovations at Churchill Public School, as we welcome students from Cyril Varney, as well as the new JK-6 French Immersion School in New Sudbury, which will complete the campus model at LaSalle Secondary School, which is also home to the Lancer Dome. We provide the links to school drinking water reports, as well as our accessibility information. The next 3 pages focuses on parents and guardians, our partners in education, highlighting the role of school councils and the Parent Involvement Committee. We have a direct link to the school council nomination form. New this year, we've added a link to the parent guide, a resource guide that contains a wealth of information. We have also located a full page to the Parent Involvement Committee meetings and topics based on feedback that we've received from parents and guardians last fall. The AGM on October 18th will feature a presentation on Parenting Through the Storm with engaging guest speaker Ann Douglas. We invite all parents and guardians to mark their calendar and join us as well. On page 38, we have focused on asthma, allergies, and including an overview of the plan of care that's developed for each student with anaphylaxis, asthma, diabetes, or epilepsy. As always, we ask students, parents, and guardians to avoid sending any nut or nut products to school, as we do have students with many allergies, and we also remind everyone that our schools are scent-free environments. Page 39 features our mental health strategy, which was adopted by the board in 2018. Mental health and well-being are fundamental to student achievement and continue to be a priority to us, particularly as we continue to reconnect with each other. Parents, guardians, and students can access evidence-based information and resources at School Mental Health Ontario. As much as possible, we've added links for ease of reference. On the next page, we have information about the My Blueprint Education Planner and School Cash Online. We continue to encourage parents and guardians to register for School Cash Online to reduce cash handling in schools. Page 41 highlights Rainbow International and globalized classrooms in Rainbow schools. And the guide concludes with important dates, the school year calendar, and a directory of schools. We indicate that the regular board meetings in the Ernie Checkers boardroom are live streamed and archived on our website. Strategic planning committee meetings will continue to be live streamed as per the motion we passed today. The guide is available online on the board website and will be distributed electronically through school communication channels the first week of school. As always, we've also produced a card calendar for the upcoming school year that can be downloaded from the board website. That concludes my presentation on this topic, and thank you. I'll be happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Director. I can only tell you that when I showed the other students and parent guides to other boards at one time, we are the envy of a lot of boards, and this is a great which touches on everything for our board, and have it all in one book is very, very nice. Any questions? I see none. I see one. Judy, Trustee Hunda.
Just really quick. Thank you again. Thank you, Nicole. Honestly, I've had the same remarks from other boards, and I'm going to tell you, I used it as a parent. I use it now as a grandparent. It is something that I use frequently, and I hear from a lot of parents just how helpful it is to them, and it is really just an irreplaceable resource, and I thank you again. We did another great job this year.
Thank you, Trustee Hunda. We'll move on to the number 2, 2022-2023 Executive Council Portfolios and Family of Schools. Director?
Thank you, Chair Clement, and thank you, Trustee Hunda, for your comments. I use the guide as a parent, wearing that hat as well on a regular basis, so I appreciate your comments, and I echo them as well. I'm going to just quickly share a little bit about Executive Council portfolios, but before I do that, I just have to say all the amazing things that I've been able to share tonight are due to the collaboration of all of our staff members, and certainly the leadership of the people involved in the Executive Council, and their hands are in all the wonderful things you just saw. So it's an honor to work with our Executive Council. They're very dedicated, caring, and professional people, and it's a privilege for me. Having said that, I'll share a few quick updates. There's not many changes, but it's good review. As you know, at the system level, responsibility for our program is shared. Superintendent Leslie Fisher will continue to lead program from kindergarten to grade 6, and Superintendent Judy Noble will lead program from grade 7 to 12. As you know, Superintendents Noble and Fisher have tremendous experience in assessment and evaluation, learning, and educational leadership. They're also supported by a very strong team of consultants and coordinators at the system level, who are also led by Principal of Program K-6, Dan Kozier, and our new Student Success Leader, Maureen McNamara. Superintendent Watchnuck will continue to lead special education programs and services, supported by Principal Colleen McDonald. And they also have strong teams dedicated to student well-being and achievement, and you saw evidence to that tonight in our brand new initiative, which was just an absolute privilege to attend. As you know, Superintendent Bazinet oversees our finance, information services, and facilities, supported by managers Nancy Chiquetto in finance, Dave Kitching in information services, and in facilities, Natalie Musso and Sandy Ackroyd. Tiffany Hayes continues as Senior Administrator of Human Resources, meeting many challenges over the years, as you've come to see throughout the pandemic and through rounds of negotiations. And Nicole Charette oversees corporate communications and works very closely with Jennifer Bada-Chartrand. So as you know, Executive Council will continue to work very closely with Sarah Jokinen, our new mental health lead, and David Digby, our health and safety officer. There are no changes to Superintendent Family of School assignments this year. So the family of schools remain the same. I think that's important for you to know. And there's also very little change in superintendent portfolios. We're striving for some consistency, and certainly there's so much expertise that our superintendents have in these areas that we want to continue to, experience the benefits of their knowledge. I will say that together we'll continue to focus on supporting schools in a smooth startup and our ongoing efforts to move our vision, mission, and values and priorities forward in partnership with our very talented and caring school administrators and wonderful school staff. Again, I'm very grateful to work with such a strong team of dedicated professionals, and I really look forward to a great year. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Appreciate that. Number 3, current expenditures, borrowing resolutions. Superintendent Bazinet.
Thank you, Chair Clement. The current expenditure borrowing resolution is included in the backup of your package. And this is a resolution that comes to trustees in August of every year. And essentially it establishes a mechanism by which the board may borrow short-term funding should the need arise to meet its current expenditure obligations. It's essentially a line of credit. It's established each year. However, it has never been used, but it is a requirement that we do have the provision should the need ever arise. So the document is included, and there is a motion for your consideration as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Bazinet. And the motion reads that the current expenditures borrowing resolution as attached be deemed to have been read 3 times and approved. A mover, please. Judy Hunda. Seconder, Doreen Doer. Questions, please. I see none. We need a poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
Trustee Dubowski,
In favor.
Trustee Doer,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor.
Trustee Cosmley,
In favor?
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
Student Trustee Kunze,
In favor.
and Student Trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. Number 4, easement, City of Greater Sudbury. Superintendent Bazinet, can you speak on that?
Thank you, through you, Chair Clement. When Sandy Ackroyd made her presentation at the June board meeting for Churchill, she mentioned that we had some water issues at the site, particularly along the back of Churchill's site where the railroad is located, railroad track. And she's been working with the City of Sudbury to develop a solution. And essentially the solution that's being proposed is that we would connect essentially our property through a storm sewer that is located on Auger Avenue. So therefore, for the City of Greater Sudbury to approve our request for an easement, they do require a board motion, which is the board motion that you see before you this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Bazinet. And the motion reads, as amended, that the Rainbow District School Board support a request for a permanent easement for the purposes of installation and use of a storm sewer for Churchill Public Schools as part of OJ Avenue. A mover, please. Doreen Dewar, Trustee Dewar. Seconder, please. Trustee Cosmely. Any questions for Superintendent Bazinet? Trustee Cosmely.
Just one through you to Superintendent Bazinet. Are there any additional costs associated with this easement, Superintendent Bazinet?
Thank you. Through you, Chair Clement. Yes, there is an application fee for an easement, and the fee is $7,000.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I see none. A poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
Trustee Dabowski,
In favor.
Trustee Dewar,
In favor.
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor?
Trustee Cosmely,
In favor.
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
Student Trustee Kunze,
In favor.
Student Trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Chair Clement, the motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. We go to number 5. 2022-2023 in-year deficit elimination plan. Superintendent Bazinet.
Thank you. Through you, Chair Clement. There is a one-page report that I would ask that you refer to. It was included in the backup that was sent with the agenda. And essentially what this is the Ministry of Education made a change in 2019, and you would have seen a similar one-page report as well as a similar motion that was brought to you in June of 2019. For the past 2 years, the requirement was suspended. However, the Ministry has advised us that for 2022, 2023, and going forward, this will be a requirement that will come to you, and essentially it will come to you in June when the budget is presented. So what this does is the ministry has introduced a new calculation, and I'd like to just draw your attention to the one-page report, where you will see that near the middle of the page, we had presented our budget, and in our budget presentation to you, we had a projected operating accumulated surplus of just under $12,000. So that still applies. That is our projected surplus based on the budget that was presented and approved in June. The calculation is related to committed funds from the accumulated surplus, the board reserves, over the past decade or so. And what the ministry does is they will take the total amortization, which you see was $651,622, so that's a depreciation expense, and they adjust, and the adjustment that they do is they exclude the portion of amortization for which the ministry approved the use of the board reserve for committed capital. So essentially the portion that is not approved by the ministry is the portion that they include in the calculation. So the total after the adjustment was negative $233,853, combined with the $12,000 surplus gives you a net calculated deficit of $221,896. Under the terms of the 2019 change, the board has 2 years to recover or cover this calculated deficit. And you'll see at the bottom of the page that what we have indicated is that we will see decreases in our operating expenses in the year 23-24 as a result of the school consolidations which will occur in New Sudbury in June of 23, and therefore by August of 2023, the deficit is eliminated. So this is a permanent change that they have now embedded in the EFIS application software that we use every year for the budget, and therefore, as I previously stated, it is something that you will see come to you in June of each year when the budget is presented. So there'll be two components. One is the budget that is traditionally presented, which is, once again, for 22-23, the projected operating surplus of just under 12,000, and then this calculation that the ministry introduced. So there is a motion for your consideration this evening, and I'd be pleased to answer any questions if you have any.
Thank you, Superintendent Bazinet. And the motion reads that the 2022-2023 in-year deficit elimination plan be approved. I need a mover, please. Trustee Honda. Seconder, Trustee Doer. Any questions on this motion? Trustee Doer.
Thank you very much, Chair Clement. Through you to Superintendent Bazinet, is there any impact, actual financial impact as a result of this report? Or is this simply a report that the ministry is requiring? Like, is there any actual financial impact on the board as a result of this?
Thank you. Through you, Chair Clement, there is no financial impact on the board because whenever the board approves the use of its accumulated surplus for a major capital project, the entire amount essentially is taken from the reserve and put aside because whenever we have an improvement to a building, for example, the depreciation expense will show as an expense for a period of 40 years, which is the life cycle of the building. So the total amount, whenever we use our accumulated surplus for committed capital, is taken, and the depreciation expense is fully supported and covered. So essentially, short answer is no, there is no financial impact on the board.
Thank you,
Thank you
Superintendent Bazinet. Trustee Doer.
I just said thank you very much for that information.
Thank you. Any other questions? I see none. Director, we need a poll vote.
Trustee Clement,
In favor?
Trustee Dubowski,
In favor.
Trustee Doer,
In favor?
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor?
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor?
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
Student Trustee Kunze,
In favor.
and Student Trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Chair Clement, the motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. Number 6, we've come to the OPSBA fees. We have a motion that the 2022-2023 membership fees in Ontario Public School Boards Association be approved. I need a mover, please. Trustee Cosmerly. Seconder. Trustee Gibson. Any discussion on the motion? Trustee Cosmerly.
Just one comment. I know we have been told at the OPSBA Board of Directors that there is no significant increase this year and to be prepared for an increase next year. But I also want you to know that trustees at the Board of Directors is going to be holding OPSBA to task because there is a significant surplus held by OPSBA. So we will be watching that in terms of next year's funding request to all boards. So I just wanted that out there.
Thank you, Trustee Cosmerly. Any other comments or questions? No. Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement,
In favor.
Trustee Dubowski,
In favor.
Trustee Doer,
In favor?
Trustee Gibson,
In favor.
Trustee Hunda,
In favor?
Trustee Cosmerly,
In favor?
Trustee Stringer,
In favor.
Student Trustee Kunze,
In favor.
Student Trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Director. Number 7, we have requests for leave of absence. Tonight, we have motion that Dina Morrison and Carrie St. Jean be granted leaves of absence from August 30th, 22 board meeting. I need a mover. Trustee Trustee Doer, and a seconder. Well, there we are. Trustee Stringer. Poll vote, Director.
Trustee Clement.
In favor.
Trustee Dabowski.
In favor.
Trustee Doer.
In favor.
Trustee Gibson.
In favor.
Trustee Hunda.
In favor?
Trustee Cosmally.
In favor?
Trustee Stringer.
In favor.
Student Trustee Quincy.
In favor.
Student Trustee Trudeau.
In favor.
Motion's carried, Chair Clement.
Thank you, Director. Number 8, Director's remarks.
Thank you, Chair Clement and trustees. I do hope that you had a wonderful summer. And once again, I really look forward to working with you, our superintendents, our administrators, staff, parents, guardians, families, our First Nation chiefs and communities, and to all our education partners as we continue this journey together. To begin, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to Jocelyn Quincy and Darcy Trudeau, and take a few moments to tell you a bit more about our new student trustees. Jocelyn Quincy is enrolled in the Specialist High Skills major in agricultural at Manitoulin Secondary School. This summer, she attended the SHAD program on a full FIRST robotics scholarship. She served as the vice chair of our student senate in the 21-22 school year. An all-around student, Jocelyn Quincy has been actively involved in her school community throughout high school. She will continue to serve in a variety of roles in grade 12, including co-prime minister on student council, Manitoulin Metal Robotics team captain, Share Go Green committee member promoting social justice and environmental action, senior band member on baritone saxophone, volunteer tutor, MSS musical, vocal group, talent show performer, Halloween for Hunger organizer, elementary STEM outreach, battery drive organizer, and grade 8 day organizer. She will also contribute to the Burnsworth Theatre Players Company and Stratford Student Advisory Committee. Darcy Trudeau is the Rainbow District School Board's first Indigenous student trustee. A grade 12 student at Espanola High School, she is Anishinaabe Ojibwe from Sagamok Anishinaabe First Nation. Engaged in school life, Darcy values the importance of student participation, noting that extracurricular activities enrich the school experience. She helped to organize the water walk that took place at Espanola High School last June. This past school year, she was the goalie for the Espanola High School girls hockey team and played for the girls co-ed softball teams. In 2022-23, she hopes to continue playing hockey and softball. She also plans to help organize cultural events at Espanola High School. Darcy Trudeau has several goals as Indigenous student trustee. She plans to be an advocate for students, encouraging more Indigenous students to become involved in school and in the community, foster more Indigenous representation, and organize board-wide events. Darcy says that involvement in school and school life is important to me because I believe it shows that you are determined to make a difference in your school, and it shows that you're a good role model and a good student. Being involved in school will encourage more students to be involved throughout the school year. According to Jocelyn, the key to success for students is giving them a reason to want to be at school, whether it's through curriculum, friends, sports, the arts, or other extracurricular activities. And she says that when students are part of shaping the school culture, they can create events and clubs to make them feel more invested in their school and therefore their own education. And I couldn't agree more with both of our student trustees. They're very well spoken. Jocelyn and Darcy will co-chair the Student Senate this year, which includes representatives from secondary schools across Sudbury, Espanola, and Manitoulin, and we look forward to working with both of you in your roles as student trustees. I'd also like to share, trustees, that our amazing administrative teams have been hard at work preparing for the start of the school year. We're looking forward to the return of our students, and our dedicated and caring staff will all be back this week for professional learning, as you know, September 1st and 2nd, to prepare for the start of the year. As we said, we can't wait to see our students, and we welcome all our families, parents, and guardians to Rainbow Schools. As always, our schools will be safe and supportive places where students have fun while they learn, and we will prioritize reconnecting, mental health, well-being, and our teachers will engage and support students to determine learning needs. We do have an incredible team of administrators, educators, and support staff who will nurture student success. As you know, public education is very special. It prepares students to be active, confident, capable, and contributing members of society. Rainbow Schools plays a critical role in the academic, social, emotional, and physical development of children and young adults. When our students feel safe, supported, accepted, and respected, and connected in school and their school community, when they have a sense of belonging, they are well on their way to achieving their full potential. So on behalf of all of our staff, I would like to welcome our students and families to the 22-23 school year. We'd also like to welcome our newest school administrators, Mr. Travis Corbier, who will serve as Vice Principal at Manitoulin Secondary School, Rachel Booker, who will serve as Vice Principal of Chelmsford Valley District Composite School, Caitlin Angelhoff, who will serve as Vice Principal at Queen Elizabeth Public School, Robin Best, who will serve as Vice Principal at Little Current Public School, and Sandy McEwen, who will serve as Vice Principal at Northeastern. And just a reminder, we have some experienced administrators who are in new places. Brenda Carr will be at Valley View Public School, Christine Chisholm will be at Alexander Public School, Corey Petrie will be at Queen Elizabeth Public School, Dave Sainamore at the Rainbow Elementary and Secondary Virtual School, David Bertram at Confederation Secondary School, Jody Pakla at Northeastern, Kendra Myhill at A.B. Ellis Public School, Christina Rivard-Gobo at LaSalle Secondary School, Martin Punkery at Cecil Vaser Secondary School, Melanie Bertrand at Espanola High School, Melissa Brandon at Central Manitoulin Public School, Nadia Baradelli at Jean Hansen Public School, Patrick Hopkin at Mark Stay, Paula Mackey at Princess Anne Public School, Shelley Tamura at S. Geiger Public School, as previously stated, Maureen McNamara as Principal of Student Success, and Pablo Gilafau as Principal of Safe Schools, Human Rights, Anti-Bullying, and Restart in O'Connor Park. All of our administrators, like our staff, are excited to work with students and families in their respective schools and school communities. I'll close my comments, however, with appreciation to all of you, our dedicated Board of Trustees. Your support and commitment to our students and staff is exemplary and greatly appreciated. I'd just like to say in closing, thank you all for everything that you do for our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Appreciate that. I'm sure we all do. Number 9, other items that we had the OSPA Director. Do you have a report for us or just a few words?
A few words. Just to let you know, the first Board of Directors meeting for the new school year is September 30th and October 1st in Toronto, and I will be there. And I just wanted to let you know, I think you probably know already, that Rusty Hicks, who is the Executive Director of OPSPA, has announced that he will be retiring later this year. That's all for me.
Thank you, Trustee Cosmerly. And now we come to our new student trustees. This is an opportunity for you to say a few words if you have any. Darcy?
First of all, I would like to say that I'm honored to be appointed the role as the first Indigenous student trustee for the Rainbow District School Board, and I look forward to this school year.
Thank you. Jocelyn?
Yeah, along the same lines, I'm very honored and I'm excited to represent the students. Darcy and I are really excited that there's two of us, so we can do a lot more collaboration. And so, yeah, we're really excited to represent the student voice. And again, thank you to the students that elected myself and appointed me as student trustee.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to working with you guys throughout the year. And I should change that. It's Trustee Quincy and Trustee Trudeau. All right, trustees' remarks. Do we have any? Trustee Stringer.
I'd just like to send out a very warm welcome to both Darcy and Jocelyn. I'm really looking forward to working with you, and we'll be very interested in your getting student input from your voice on the board. So welcome.
Did we see Trustee Honda?
Just quickly, I want to join Trustee Stringer in that. I am so incredibly proud of both you girls, and I'm really looking forward to working together with you. I thank you for standing up and speaking out and being here to represent your students. And I'm just very proud of both of you.
Okay, do we see Trustee Dewar?
Thank you very much. And I'd like to join in and with the welcoming to our two new trustees, but also I'm so glad to see everyone else is back and put in a good summer, I hope. And I'm just amazed, continue to be amazed at the kind of work that our staff does, not only during the school year, but all year, all summer, as well as the school year. And I would like to say a very special, or a special thank you to Trustee Cosmerly, who did a little job that I asked about. I had a question about OBSPA. OBSPA has a particular site to go to for the upcoming election, and there was a mistake concerning Rainbow District School Board, and I contacted her and she was able to get it fixed. So thank you very much to everyone, and I look forward to this coming year. Thank you. Good job, Chair Clement.
Thank you much. Speaking of Chair Clement, now we've come to the chairperson's remarks. I just have a few words here. It's been a wonderful time of the year. This time of the year, it is my favorite time of the year. Mostly because no mosquitoes and no tourists. It's the first day of school, which is, for me, when I was going to school, it was always an exciting time. But not just going back to school, seeing your friends and it's being reinvigorated, getting going again. You had the summer off, you're ready to go back to school. I hope you all enjoyed the summer break. On behalf of the trustees, I extend a warm welcome to all students and families as we get set to launch the 2022-2023 school year. I encourage everyone to become actively involved in their school community. When parents and guardians value education and take an interest in what's happening in their children's learning, it goes a long way in support of supporting student success. Parental involvement improves student achievement. Our youngest learners kicked off the school year with kindergarten camp August 24th. The 5-day program ran for 3 hours per day at a number of Rainbow Elementary schools. As Director Bourget mentioned, children starting school became familiar with their surroundings and met some of their classmates, who will make the transition to school that much smoother. So I extend a special welcome to our youngest learners, the class of 2036. Gosh, that's a long time away. For families who have not already done so, there is still time to register. Parents, guardians are encouraged to contact the Rainbow School in their areas as soon as possible. Given that the countdown to classes is on, we are 1 week away. And I'd like to thank Nicole Charette for that advertisement piece for the first time. I heard it on our local radio station, and it was exciting to hear that instead of just the other board. Important dates, I would like to welcome all staff to another exciting school year. Our teachers and support staff make Rainbow Schools great places to be. Our schools have been humming for the past week, and everyone is ready to go. Staff will participate in professional learning on September 1st and 2nd. Have you heard that already? That will focus on priorities that we have established as a board. Our employees, through their work, bring our vision, mission, and values to life each and every day. They're exceptional role models for young people, and we appreciate all that they do on behalf of our students. Labor Day will take place on Monday, September 5th. The first day of school is Tuesday, September 6th, of course. There is no early dismissal for students. Staff and students in Rainbow Schools will wear pink on Thursday, September 15th. On Rainbow Schools Board marks its 15th annual Stand Up Against Bullying Day. We invite everyone in the community to join us and wear pink on September 15th. The great philosopher Aristotle once said, "Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all." I am proud to be part of a school board where we are learners, leaders and learners, inspiring success for all students by reaching minds and touching hearts. To staff, students, and families, enjoy the school year. Thank you. Information and proposals, you see that there, reports from officials and staff, and there, non-staff communications. Now, future meetings, this will something you'll have to get used to when you have these here. Your future meetings for the coming month will always be here, and they're all there listed in front of you. So if we I don't see any other comments or questions, this comes to adjournment. And we have a motion that we now adjourn. And the time is 6:34. I need a mover, please. Judy Cosmerly, trustee Judy Cosmerly. And a seconder, trustee Honda. Thank you everyone for coming tonight. Congratulations to our new two trustees. And we'll see you in coming meetings. Thank you all. Bye-bye.